The British Army's future main battle tank, the Challenger 3, recently completed its first live-fire trials in Germany, testing the new Rheinmetall 120mm L55, a one-smoothbore gun. This significant development, born from the collaboration between Defense Science and Technology Laboratory (DSTL) experts and RBSL, promises to enhance the survivability of the Challenger 3 against formidable threats on the battlefield. The Challenger 3, an upgrade of the Challenger 2, is designed with advanced armor, increased firepower, and digital enhancements, making it one of the most lethal and survivable tanks in Europe. The armor, which has undergone initial integration trials in 2023, will now move into the testing, manufacturing, and integration phase. It is designed to provide advanced protection for the British Army's Challenger 3 tanks, which will be a crucial element of the Army's future armored brigade combat teams and the UK's contribution to NATO deterrence efforts. The Challenger 3 will be armed with a new Rheinmetall 120mm L55, a one high-pressure chrome-lined smoothbore gun. It will be fitted with a thermal sleeve, fume extractor, and muzzle reference system, Sheffield Media reported, which also noted that the new main gun could enable the ordnance to be fired with a higher maximum pressure and potentially with far greater accuracy and reduced barrel wear. Colonel Will Waugh, senior responsible owner for the Army's Armor MBT program, stated in a press release, "This contract signature is great news and another step forward in the delivery of the Army's next MBT capability. The conflict in Ukraine has provided a timely reminder of the threat posed by Russia's MBTs and other weapon systems. This armor is a world-class sovereign capability that will provide a step change in protecting our soldiers and the survivability of Challenger 3. The contract is part of the land industry strategy, which seeks to bolster British intellectual property, maintain the national supply chain, and secure jobs and skills within the UK. The project is expected to support up to 58 jobs in Newcastle and Telford during the initial manufacturing phase, with the potential for additional employment if export orders are secured. The Challenger 3 main battle tank MBT development represents a major step forward in the British Army's armored capabilities, with a focus on enhanced firepower, protection, and technology. This development is underscored by an £800 million contract awarded to Rheinmetall BAE Systems Land (RBSL) for the delivery of 148 upgraded Challenger 3 tanks. This significant investment not only aims to extend the service life of the British Army's main battle tanks until 2040, but also underscores the commitment to maintaining a highly capable and technologically advanced armored force. Through this upgrade, the Challenger 3 tanks will receive substantial improvements over their predecessors, ensuring that the British Army remains equipped with a world-class armored capability well into the future. The Challenger 3 tank represents a significant leap forward from the Challenger 2 MBT, incorporating a host of upgrades designed to enhance its operational effectiveness across various domains. One of the most critical upgrades is the transition to a new 120mm smoothbore gun, which marks a departure from the rifled barrel used in the Challenger 2. This change enables the Challenger 3 to fire standard NATO ammunition, thereby increasing its firepower and allowing for a wider variety of ammunition types to be used. Additionally, the smoothbore gun supports the use of more advanced ammunition, potentially including future programmable rounds, which can significantly enhance the tank's versatility and effectiveness in combat. Beyond the gun upgrade, the Challenger 3 benefits from enhanced protection systems, including upgraded armor and active protection systems designed to detect and neutralize incoming threats before they can strike the tank. This is a critical aspect of modern armored warfare, where the threat landscape includes sophisticated anti-tank guided missiles and other armor-penetrating weapons. The mobility of the Challenger 3 is also a focus, with improvements aimed at maintaining high levels of maneuverability and speed across a range of terrains. This ensures that the tank can keep pace with evolving battlefield conditions and support both offensive and defensive operations effectively. Technological advancements are another cornerstone of the Challenger 3's design. The integration of state-of-the-art sensors, communication systems, and a digital fire control system enables the crew to detect, track, and engage targets with greater accuracy and at longer ranges. This network-centric approach to warfare allows the Challenger 3 to operate more effectively within a combined arms team, leveraging data and resources from other platforms and units to enhance its situational awareness and combat capabilities. The tank's performance in UK service has been acceptable. It has been employed in British armored deployments to Bosnia, Kosovo, Iraq, and elsewhere. Only 2 have been lost to hostile action, 1 to friendly fire. There is no such thing in Iraq in 2003, and another more recently in Ukraine succumbing to mine and/or drone damage. Britain, however, made relatively few improvements or upgrades to its tanks over the past 20 years, in contrast to the Americans and Germans who made major improvements iteratively. Consequently, Challenger 2 is now comprehensively outclassed by the MBTs of friendly nations. In the light of this, plus the perceived revival of the threat of conventional armored warfare in Europe in the light of Russia's invasion of Ukraine in early 2022, the decision was taken to upgrade Britain's aging tank fleet with the aforementioned Challenger 3, prototypes of which have been on trials in Germany. The new tank will be a major improvement on its predecessor, no doubt about it, although it utilizes the redundant Challenger 2 hulls as the basic building block for the new vehicle. That said, the hulls will be stripped down to the basics, refurbished, and improved in some ways, so nearly new is probably a fair description. The major change is above the waist with a completely new turret. This will boast many new systems, including improved sights and optics and better armor protection. But the most obvious improvement is the adoption of the German 120mm smoothbore cannon as replacement for the British 120mm rifled gun of its predecessor. Not only is the German gun superior in performance to its predecessor, but it also uses ammunition compatible with the MBTs of other NATO nations, most notably the American M1 Abrams and the German Leopard 2. Many of us had been banging on, no pun intended, about adopting the German cannon for 40 years, so better late than never, I suppose. First and foremost of that is that we're currently planning to procure only 148 of them, which is embarrassingly few when you remember that at the height of the Cold War, not that long ago, the British Army's Royal Armoured Corps could hope to field around 900 MBTs. No wonder some U.S. senior officers have said that Britain is no longer a Tier 1 military power. 148 is about sufficient to equip 2 armored regiments plus reserve and training vehicles. It's laughably small. In Ukraine, the Russians have lost roughly 3,000 tanks in just over 2 years, and in 1944, the British and Canadian armies lost approximately the same number in about 3 months during the battle for Normandy. So 148 MBTs might last about a fortnight in intensive combat if we're lucky, and after that, there will be no replacements. If there's one lesson to come out of the current conflict in Ukraine, it's that you need lots of stuff, to use the correct technical term, and clearly 148 tanks ain't going to cut it. Next is that, despite reported upgraded armor, Challenger 3 seems to have precious little to counter the drone threat, despite what we have witnessed in Ukraine and elsewhere. The new tank is fitted for, but not with, Active Protective Systems APS, which could shoot down incoming threats. If you enjoy content like this, please go ahead and like and subscribe to this video because I appreciate all your support.